tuning in to me for the first time, I help people in the areas of mind, body, and soul evolve today, high yourself. Today, the purpose of the video is to talking about a new season. You're welcome to comment, tap the screen, or share the video if you choose to, but I'm just going to jump right in it, and I'm really doing this for purpose to be in a position to help somebody on their journey as they come through. And so we're talking about a new season. In religion, we know we look at this as if it's the end of the so-called world, right? And religion, they'll teach you about the end of the world, But think about all things. If you could just step outside of your box of religion for a moment and just think about all things being energy, frequency, and vibration. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. It simply is. So all things that are in creation always have been and always will be. It just transforms to another form of energy. From the physical to non-physical, we still have energy, if we could all understand that. So in religion, they'll say that the end of the world, everybody gonna die. End of the world coming, you gotta get right with God, so to speak. But if you think about it spiritually, since we're looking at things as energy now, we think about maybe a pendulum swinging, right? From right to left to right. And this is symbolic to in religion when they talk about seasons. There's a time to be born and there's a time to die. There's a time to laugh, there's a time to cry. What's happening on this pendulum while it's swinging? Does it stop? Is this going to be an end for the pendulum? Nope, the pendulum keep on swinging. And season keep on changing. What happens month to month, season to season? A new season comes in. One ends, but another beginning. What happens when we get to the number 9? Is that the end? That's the Lord's single digit number we have. No. We create more and more. It's not the end. There is no end. If we would call this side of the pendulum that's swinging an end, then this side here would have to be the beginning, like, right? And so in the biblical text, it says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So all of this that's on this pendulum that's swinging is God. All is God. So when we get to the place in our journey where we're talking about a new season, that's really symbolic of there being a rebirth that's taking place. That's simply symbolic to a new season, a new shift. And maybe the shift might be in your mindset. Maybe it's time for you to shift your mind from one side of the pendulum to the other. Maybe the shift is in your diet. Maybe the shift is how you look at or view God as being maybe a man in the sky that's going to come and save you, or you being in the physical form, acting out the superpower, the innate ability of God, being a reflection, being just like the biblical text says, ye are God and all of you are children of the Most High. So I want to talk about seasons. I want to talk about season because there's so many people that's trying to hold on to their season in the relationship. They're trying to hold on to this season as it pertains to just eating whatever they want. They're trying to hold on to this season as it pertains to the way that they're thinking. They're trying to hold on to this season as it pertains to the job that they're on and capping themselves off to other seasons. Seasons where maybe it'll be more boundless for them because they're comfortable in this season. But the pendulum is swinging for everybody else. It's moving for everybody else. And so they see the pendulum swinging and they're like, oh, they must be lucky. Oh, what God has done for others, God can do for me. What was happening with us when we enter this place where we refuse to get out of that particular season and go with the flow of the pendulum swinging, we get stuck. But see, energy is not supposed to be stuck at any certain frequency. Just like the sun that's shining every day, it don't never shine at the same temp every day. It fluctuates. And we are no different. We are condensed versions of the sun. So we should be fluctuating. We should be going with flow. We shouldn't be stuck on one level of thinking, one level of thinking as it pertains to relationships. The people that stay there with the way that they think on things in life, even with relationship, even with food, even with their job, the people that stay there, they end up suffering. For example, I know even in business, even in corporate America, I know this lady. She's the sweetest little lady. She's the coolest little lady. She's a little country, come get sugar dumpling, sugar pie, sweet cakes. You know how the little country people talk. They call you a pie all the time, like, right? She's the most beautiful person, but she stayed in the same position for like 22 years when I worked in corporate America. And on my way out, I was like, hey, I'm leaving. Why don't you put in for my job to get you a bump up? And this lady was telling me how she was so far behind with pay and salary because she stayed in the same position that the director called her in to bump her up to make the amount of money equivalent to the other executive assistants like her because she wanted to stay. Even though seasons was changing, her mindset never changed. She decided to stay. And so you really cut yourself off when you saying. You think I have a girlfriend. A girlfriend. I went to visit New Orleans, my hometown, and she's like, I shared some laughs with her, and she said to me, "Girl, I ain't gonna never change," and it just stuck to me. I'm like, "Oh wow, oh wow, yeah. I'm not gonna never change." Well, why is it? Why aren't you evolving? Why aren't you open to the idea of change? And so, if you're not gonna change, then your situation don't expect it to change too, because you're not going with flow. You created resistance. And so when we create resistance and we create resistance with this pendulum that's trying to swing in our life, we're like trying to say, no, pendulum, don't come here, don't come down, even though you're going with flow, even though you have enough energy or momentum to knock the socks off of me. No, I'm going to stand in the way and I'm going to try to stop you. Yeah, I'm going to try to stop you because I don't want to embrace rebirth. I don't want to embrace a new season. I want to call it the end. Yeah. So with a new season, it brings on a sense of renewal and rebirth. And this is some perfect time for personal growth in your life. It's the perfect time for personal growth and expansion. That's the opportunity for growth and expansion. It's not no end of the world. We ain't gonna be no end, y'all. We live on for eons and lifetimes and lifetimes. Even change, going with the change and transition. There's so many people in the physical reality. I talk about eating right for the blood side. That's change. A lot of people sit up there and look at me on my YouTube channel or on TikTok. They look at me like, what do you mean? I'm not supposed to eat chicken. They got hormones and chicken. Well, I've been doing fine with it all this time. Oh, that's why I'm getting inflamed. What do you mean pork ain't good? Oh, that's why. Oh, that's why I'm so sick and toxic. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna just rinse mine off a little bit because I don't want to embrace change. There are people when I was leaving, they came up with a new computer program in corporate America. And when they change something, the older or the more seasoned employees, they be ready to retire. Oh no, I can't do this. I can't change. I've been here for 30 years and this computer program this software did me fine and I know it like the back of my hand. Don't you tell me nothing about no change. Change and transition is really tough for a lot of people in the physical reality, but that lets you know the people that's evolving and the ones that are not. That's the people that's saying, hey, I know maybe I don't know. I don't know that I'm energy, frequency, and vibration. I don't know that I'm supposed to be evolving and expanding in my life. I don't know this yet. So I'm going to stay here and I'm going to see what happens. And energetically, what's going to happen is they're going to die out. Yeah, that's what's happening. They're dying out. They're dying out and they can't exist. And so if you think about everything being energy, frequency, and vibration, and you think about the totality of this universe or God as you see it, we represent an expression of God. Everybody in the physical reality vibrating at different frequencies, those that are vibrating at the frequency harmonious, because this energy of us all is going to stay in balance whether you evolve or not. So you don't evolve with us and you don't keep up with the frequency, that will you dying out. See, this is really what was happening with the COVID situation. If you really want to get real with it and pay attention to the energetic side of it, the people that were at low frequency, that wasn't taking care of their avatar self, that wasn't taking care of their body, that was holding on to grief and anger and fear, they were dying out because the energy of this momentum, of this God momentum that we got going on, it must strive and excel and expand and evolve and get greater and greater. So if you vibing at an old toxic, depressed, I don't want to live no more, ain't nothing happening, I'm never gonna change. Okay, do that. Bam, you're out of here. But energy is not destroyed, it's just transformed so that you excuse me, and then you come back in another form. You just come on, cycle back in here. And this time you better keep up, because if you don't keep up again this lifetime, bam, you're out of there again and you die out. But source just gets greater and greater, and we keep expanding and evolving. But if you lag, you're out. Seasons, because it's a new season. A time to be born and a time to die. And sometimes we just gotta die out when we don't want to expand, when we're going to be stuck on our program, upon our box, our limited box in our mind, not wanting to get out. And so I have 3 channels here. I talk about health and wellness on God is Just Be Healthy. I talk about mindfulness here on God is Just Be. I talk to even women on God is Just Be Jazzy, as if I'm talking to my daughter except herself, because I know that there are some young ladies out there in the physical reality that want to pay attention to what is the physical, to want to look the part. That's so busy worried about the outcome of being chosen that they missing the mindset of evolving. They're missing the greater purpose, because you could get caught up in this matrix in so long, like things like being married and running behind a man, that you forgot really the journey was about self. Getting to know thyself in an effort to get to know God. This is the season. Everybody talk about the age of Aquarius, a new season, heaven. This is it right here. And so the real work is always going to be with you, because life is always going to be happening through you, not to you. Whether you know this or not, this is all that's going on here, no matter where you are in your journey. Life is happening through you. Your thoughts are happening through you. Your sickness or wellness is happening through you. The money in your bank account is happening through you. Yeah, because we talk about things like the law of attraction, but really what it's saying is, what are you radiating right now? If you step outside of yourself and look upon yourself, what will you think of yourself? Because guess what? Whatever it is that you would think of yourself, that's what yourself is getting. So you look at yourself and you observe yourself. If you observe yourself and you look at yourself and you think that yourself is sitting there being sorry and being a victim, guess what you're radiating? Victim energy. So that's going to be your season. Here we are in the age of Aquarius, where everything's supposed to be a new beginning and rebirth, but you decided to make your new age one of a victim, one of sickness, because you couldn't renew your mind, because you didn't want to go with the flow, because you didn't want to dare to do or be or have something different, because you didn't want to change your environment, because you didn't want to sit in the dark places of life and realize that you are the light. You were supposed to find the light inside of the darkness. So what have you not been doing if we're in a whole new season and you're still sick? If we're in a whole new season and your environment still ain't never changed? If we're in a whole new season and you still don't have a better quality of health, your hair's still not growing, you still depressed year after year after year after year. But it's a new season though. What happened? Why aren't you walking into the new season? Is it because you're not being obedient to flow? Just like in the biblical text when they talk about the striking of the rock and the disobedience. Why can't you enter into the promised land? Is it because you wasn't obedient with flow? Were you sitting up there creating resistance season after season after season after season, when something innately inside of you was calling and beckoning for you, your inner being, your higher self saying, come on, walk into the new season. Come on, let's not think that. Thinking not robbery to be equal, because come on, let's nourish our body a little bit better than that. But you went against it and you created resistance and you decided and said, no, I don't want to change. No, I'm gonna stay right here because I ain't changing. This me. I've been doing this here. I've been doing this here for 40 years. I've been like that, all my life. It's hard for me. Even if you haven't been through a whole lot of things, because life will bring other people, some of your reflexes, through some things that should be teaching you lessons too. Even if life didn't dog you out and teach you some life experiences and lessons that you were supposed to be learning and maturing and evolving from. If you sit there and you watch some of your reflections, you can learn some lessons that way too. So are you learning any lessons in your journey for your new season? Or you're just getting tossed by the winds and the waves and the current and trying to still fight it? Life could be so easy when we go with flow. Life can be so easy when we open up our mind to the idea of rebirth, transformation, new beginning, new thoughts, mental clarity, change, transition. And so then we get to a place in our journey where we experience this thing called balance and harmony when we get to know ourselves. You know, I teach about eating right for your blood type. I teach about connecting with your bloodline, you know, so you can win. But that's harmonious when you could do that thing there. That's balance when you could do that thing there. When you can sit there and understand that, oh, my blood, I love myself so much that I know my blood type. I not only know my blood type, but I sit with myself and I experience my body transformed by giving it the things that my blood and it connects with in a positive way. And I nourish my body and I created balance within my body. When I create balance within my body, guess what? I have harmony within. And when I create harmony within, guess what? I'm going to see some of that harmony out here because life is happening through me. This is so important that we're in a new season. Do you see that we're in a new season? Do you see that we in a new season? But are you new in the season? Are you refreshed? Are you whole? Have you learned the lesson? Hey, Life News, I needed to hear this, yeah? For a better self, for a balanced self. I come here every day helping people transition into their new season. Teaching them about their personality, teaching them based upon their blood, their strengths and their weaknesses. Based upon their blood type, the things that will help them thrive, to help them with their avatar self, to expand. Because I understand that the body is the tool, the little vessel that we came to experience our God self in, and we got to take care of the avatar self. Not only the body, the physical body, but the mindset that correlates with it. But it's all for us to focus with a clear mind and mental clarity when our body is at a state of dis-ease. So we start with the body. And then we practice mindfulness. But really and truly, the mindfulness trumps the physical that we eat. Because it's not really what we put in the body, it's the things that's coming out of the body. That's the thing that's defiling us. It's those habitual thoughts. Is that fight that we don't want to give up on. We want to fight. We want to wrestle. And everything is allowing you to go through flow. Just like when you go to the beach, I love when I go to the beach, I love to go and fight against the waves till I get to the point where the water is up to here. I put up with the fight. But I know the purpose of me putting up with the fight is because I want to be in a position with flow. I want to be in a position where I can just stretch out my arms and just allow the winds and the current and the water just take me back to shore. Because I understand flow is where it is. I understand that I might not get right there by my towel, but I know that I'm going to make it back to shore. If I just release the resistance and allow for flow to take place. We all have an innate ability to tap into source energy when we're ready. We all have an innate ability to experience heaven on earth when we're ready. When we're ready to go with flow. When we're ready to go with flow. And you know, as a woman in this matrix, in this here lifetime, and as a consultant, and even as an introvert, I spent almost all of my life paying attention, observing, being inquisitive. And there's moments in life where we allow things, we allow jobs, we allow relationships, we allow other things outside of ourselves to define us. We be so focused, and then when we don't get the job, we don't feel good enough. When we don't get married by a certain age, we don't feel worthy or divine or feminine enough. We never even open up our mind to the idea of maybe, just maybe, that there's this powerful form of energy that didn't want us to go down that route. Maybe we have a story that's in alignment with not being able to go down that route. When I was in corporate America, I used to always wanted to climb the corporate America ladder. Yo, I wanted to be like a manager in customer service. I wanted to be around, dealing with the people. I never became a manager there. There was only two jobs that I wanted to do: being a manager in corporate America or being the in-shape coordinator, to deal with the people, back to the people again, like, right? I never became the in-shape coordinator because when I decided to leave, the position was filled with somebody. And when I decided to leave, the position opened up. And then I realized, oh my God, I created resistance because I wanted it so bad, and I was, wanting to be in that role so bad. But then when it opened up, I had already announced my early retirement, and it opened up, and I looked at the pay, and I was like, oh my God, I wouldn't have wanted to do that for that little bit of money. All the while I wanted it, but it was like it was being held away from me. But yet I was finding other ways. I would go to the sunrise meeting with the linemen, and I would help them, and I would teach them mindfulness, and I would teach them how to eat right for their blood type, and I would teach them just different ways to gain mental clarity, and I would encourage them. I would build them up because this was in me, and I could only give people what's in me. And so I used where I was at that time, the people that I had around me, to use what innately was my gift. And I began to fall in love with just being me, just being in my position. And I surrendered and I released it all. But now that I look back at my journey of wanting to be the customer service manager, of wanting to be an in-check, I realized, wait, hold up. That was purposeful. That was part of the journey. That was part of my transition. That was part of me creating and being the change. That was part of my transformation. That was part of the rebirthing of me. It's time for you to be born again. No, Nicodemus, I'm not talking about going back into your mother's womb like they speak of in the biblical text. I'm talking about renewing your mind and understanding that everything is working out for your greater good. But there's some work that you need to do. It's the opposite of what you're doing right now. That's what you need to do. So if you're sick right now, the opposite for your rebirth is for you to be eating right for your blood type. So if you don't know yourself, the opposite is for you to learn, like on my website, learning how to connect by your blood type, because there are energies out there that are designed based upon blood type to help you win. It's not about you looking with the physical. It's about that non-physical, the 99.999% of all that there is, seeing with that mind's eye, that first eye. That knowing of self. We can't come in the physical and think we know everything because we can see with these two lame eyes right here, because to see through these or to see through nothing. You see me wearing the color red, you see me as a black little lady, you see me with natural hair, you see nothing about me. Just seeing that, you see nothing, you see none of my substance if you just look at me. No. But if you go inside, this is why in the biblical text they say Adam knew Eve, because he went inside of her to get to know her. This one knew this one. It was always about knowledge of self, because once you understand self, then you know everything. This is the cheat code to life. This is the cheat code to get into the new season. In the biblical text, they say, to the Christ conscious one, the disciples said, when will be the age or the time of that coming? Is when the new season comes in. It will be the age of Aquarius, this season that we're in right now. When will be the time of your coming? So I say to you right now, when is the time of your coming? When are you going to tap into knowing yourself? When are you going to put on the whole armor of God within you? When are you going to renew your mind? Because this is the season. Everybody ain't gonna make it to this part of the season. This video, this live is not for everybody to stay here. I know I'm not talking to the big multitude. No, broad is the way that leads them to destruction. Let them go. Narrow is the path of those that that want and learn and yearn for that eternal life. Yearn to get to know thyself in every aspect of the way. And few will find it. Few will find it because they love to look in these eyes. When this is only 0.01% of all there is. If you knew the substance of me, you wouldn't just say, oh, you listening to a black lady. No, you wouldn't say that. Because consciousness has no color. If you knew the substance of me, you wouldn't say, oh, she has on a little polka dot dress. No, because it's greater than that. If you knew the substance, that's why I urge you to get to know you. If you knew the substance of the blood that flows through my vein, then you'll know the substance and understand the substance that's going through yours. So the substance that's going through my veins, it has activated my dormant DNA. The same thing that you can do and activate within you. You know, your ditryptamine. Yeah. You have the innate ability to activate your God self through the crystals fluid inside of you, the dimethyltryptamine that flows inside of you, the gold that's inside of you. Yeah, it's inside of you waiting to be activated. The land that's flowing with milk and honey, your inner being that knows all, that's tapped to infinite intelligence. Yeah. You have that power because you're the Christ conscious one. But it's time for the Christ conscious one to come forward because this is a new season. It's the time for this knowledge to be bestowed upon man. You have the knowledge, but what are you going to do with it? You're going to sit up there and say, oh, I ain't changed, even though the knowledge is there. You can't run from it. It's everywhere now. If you're running from it, it's aching till you go in the wrong way down the spiral. You go in the wrong way. We're going this way. It's time to evolve, but you're going this way. And so death and destruction is that way. If you're not ready to embrace the totality of the God self within you. People find it intriguing to learn about the blood types and the connection by blood type and lineage by blood type. But I urge you to get to know yourself by your blood type, your personality, your weakness, your shadow work that you need to do. So you can stop going down this here spiral and go up for a change, because we evolving back to source, back to this new season, back to this here age of Aquarius. And if you pay attention, even in the grand scheme of things as it pertains to relationship, you'll begin to see that women in relationships ain't dealing with the same foolery. Gone is the season of Eve. Lilith season has become among us. And if you don't know who Lilith is, because you've been in bamboozled only in religion to understand only one side of that pendulum swinging, I urge you to get to know who Lilith is. Because that represents the other side of God. But all is God. So that season is no more. And so even in the physical reality, you'll see women thriving. You'll see women saying, I ain't trying to worry about what's going on with no man. They're getting back on the throne again. Because there was a season for them to get off of it. There was a season for them to forget who they were. The creators creating. Bringing forth life through their portal of life, reproducing life, forgetting that they're God in physical form. Spending countless hours and days seeking something outside of them when everything that they ever needed was inside of them the whole time, running freshly in their veins, in their blood. We go to church. This is akin to religion falling too. We go to church and we bow down and we worship outside of ourselves. And we look at ourselves as just being a sinner, just a little G kind of God, just a soldier kind of God. For years, that's part of the season. That's part of the pendulum swinging. There was a season for that. In the biblical text, they told you it was a season. The great sleep and slumber. But that age, that season is over with. People realizing that, oh wait, it don't matter if I'm in this religion or that religion or that religion. It's about a consciousness. It's not about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It's not about Buddha, Thoda, Krishna. It's about the God within you. It's about your innate ability to tap into a source of energy that you stem from. That's it. Now you could call that white Jesus, you could call that black Jesus, you could call that Buddha underneath your tree, you could call that you could call that the hieroglyphics, you could call it what you want. But it starts with your mind and the renewing of your mind to even believe in it. Just having the faith in it as a grain of mustard seed. It don't matter what the it is. But the it is an extension of you. It all brings you back to you in your season, your rebirth, your renewing of your mind. Think it not robbery to be equal with God here. Think it not robbery because your energy is the energy of source. Man was made in the image of the Creator. Now that might be recessive energy over here. That might be a dominant energy over here, meaning that might be white energy, they may be with black energy, but you get together all the energies and you got the energy of God because God is all vibrating at different frequencies, but it's all God. So get to know yourself is the purpose of this video. Because in knowing yourself, you're knowing God. And that's the beginning of all wisdom. Your knowing yourself is taking care of your avatar self, your body, as it pertains to what you put in your body, your frequency or your potential of hydrogen in your body. Because if your body has a balance, because it's energy, it's called a pH, potential of hydrogen. Your thoughts have a balance. Yeah. It's called creation. You can create negative thoughts based upon fear, just like you could create positive thoughts based upon being joyful and hopeful, optimistic, and believing all things are working out for you. Yeah, there's a balance. Because you're always going to be creating. It's either at your highest or your lowest. It depends upon what you want to create. But think it not robbery to walk into your new season with a new mindset and being optimistic about your body, about your health, about your blood, about your bloodline, about your lineage, being able to honor your mother and father so your days could be long upon this land so you can get all that you came to get in this here land where your lessons were. Because you came forth from all knowing. You knew your body that you was gonna pick. You knew your mother, your father. You knew your trauma. You knew it, and you knew at that all knowing point that you would prevail, that you would win because you had your inner being, your habitual thoughts, your subconscious mind that knows everything, that don't never sleep on you, but you've never asked it why. If you don't never ask it why, you will never get your answers. Ask and you shall receive. It's the new season. All you got to do is ask why, because your subconscious mind knows everything and it will yield to you every answer that you ask it. But you got to be ready for the answer. This is class, y'all. This is class, and it's time to graduate this here class and stop rinsing and repeating. Deja vu is rinsing and repeating because you begin to see, wait, hold on, you don't begin to see yourself doing it already. And that's equal to you didn't learn last time. Let's get it going. You didn't learn last time. Birthmarks on the body represent, oh, that's where you left off last lifetime. Okay, that's the chakra pula energy you left off last time. Come on, you got proof of it. But we want to stay so busy on our frequency where we are that we don't even want to experience or believe in deja vu in other lifetimes. Oh no, I'm in my box. My biblical text tells me no, there's no other life. I gotta stay here. I can't change. I can't think outside of this here box. No. Oh no, my birthmark is just a coincidence. It don't have nothing to do with another life. No, deja vu is just a coincidence. Don't you try to get me out of my box. I gotta stay in my box because I don't want to evolve. When you really get real with this new season and this new knowing and this new knowledge, the only person that's stopping you could say is the CDC. You could say it's a government. You could say it's Uncle Sam. You could say it's that narcissistic man or woman. You could say all of that. Oh, it's my children. Oh, it's the dog outside. Oh, it's the mailman. No, when you get real with yourself, the only person that's stopping you from evolving in your journey and reaching your peak is you. your mind, the inability to embrace change, the inability to renew your mind, the inability to eat right for your blood type so you can have some mental clarity, so you can hold on to thoughts, so you can have a little cognitive thinking going on up in here, is you. That's you. Yeah, it ain't the potato chips. Oh, they so good. Oh, it was calling me in the middle of the night. No, you called. You woke you up in the middle of the night. You had that thought in the middle of the night. It ain't the devil. Nope, the devil don't visit nobody with a pitchfork. It is you. You are the devil and you are God, because all is God vibrated at different frequencies. So your devilish thoughts, that's your thought when you was thinking at low frequency. Point blank period. Evolve and stop making excuses because it's a new season. And I say this here, but guess what? You can't get it wrong. You cannot evolve if you don't want to. You just die out. You just come back and you'll be in the same class, and then you'll be looking at an expression of me, because it'll no longer be me. You'll be looking at an expression of me. Don't you look familiar? Do I know you from somewhere? Because in my mind, I'm thinking I talked to a lady that looks just like you. She had on a red dress, with polka dots on it. And no, it ain't gonna be me. It's gonna be you tripping out back into your mind in another state, in another reality, because you go learn this lesson that you came for to learn. You're gonna learn today. Now, sometimes some of us, it takes us eons and eons and lifetimes to get to know self. Because you want to say, oh, you only live once, just have fun. Yeah. No, but you came for it to learn. You came for it to learn the I am of you. Yeah, you. You came for it to learn how to win. Yeah, you. And you knew when you came forth that you would win one day. One day you had to win. How about making your rebirth in this age of Aquarius? Because it takes so much time. Going back to this pendulum swinging that I was teaching about, it takes so much time for this pendulum to swing to this age of Aquarius, where they have frequencies in the air to quicken your body and soul to remember who you are. It takes so much time to get here, because this is akin to the beginning. Some church folk call it the end, but we're back at the beginning again. The age when the Christ conscious one, so to speak, energy was in the air. Yeah, we're there. But few will find this knowledge, even though it's everywhere. It's in the hand. It's in your hand right now. It's on the computer right now. Yeah. Yeah, somebody like me came forward to deliver you this here message in your hand. Because information is everywhere right now. Endless. So you want expansion, it's right there in your hand. You want growth. Is it pertaining to your health and wellness? Is it pertaining to your bloodline? It's right there in your hand. You just stumbled upon an oracle in the physical form to help you in your journey. You just stumbled upon a bloodline B who is a balancer in the physical reality. See, that's why I don't want you to look at me as a little black lady, a little natural hair lady, a little polka dot dress wearing lady. No. I want you to get to know me. That's why I tell you and teach you stuff about me, because in knowing me, you will get to know you. So let's walk into a new season. Let's open up our mind right now. And I'm going to teach you some things about me. And in knowing me, it's going to urge you maybe to know something about you. Me, I'm a blood type B. And the purpose of the blood type Bs, when they're at their highest self in the physical form, they represent the oracle in the physical form. They represent the balancers of the other bloodlines, right? They represent the people in your physical reality that's going to remember or remind you about your spiritual essence. Yeah, because the blood type O and the blood type A, they are into physical. They're into authority and order. But the B balancers, no, we come forth to say, hey, I understand this matrix field. It seems so real, but don't forget about the bigger plan. Don't forget about the bigger purpose. Don't forget about the new season that we're under. Yeah, a season for rebirth and remembering who you are. A season to get to know yourself. So me being a B blood type, that's why I come on here. Because I understand that it is part of my purpose. It runs in my veins. I can't help but to do it. I do it everywhere. I do it in flow. Everywhere it is needed, I do it in flow. And being that I'm a blood type B, I see in other realms that maybe other people, because they're not looking through this here eye like I look through. Because this is in my blood, my lineage, my ancestors. Yeah. That's just collectively our little superpower. Yeah, and it is our like divine birthright. And so in my life, I tried to run away from this. Yeah, I tried so hard because I ran my butt about a religion, but I stumbled into spirituality. But all my life, I had been called. I would hear the messages being told to me as a little girl. But check this out: the people in my simulated environment said that that was the devil. So I got afraid of my own self, my own power. But it was me. It was my inner being calling me for my purpose here in the physical reality. We all have a purpose. But if you come or stumble upon any other blood type these brilliant minded people, when they tap into who they really are, or other oracles too in your life, they are. At their lower self, they might not understand it. At their lower self, they might be tripping out over their thoughts because there's a whole gang of them because they don't understand that they're seeing in other realms. And they can really be chaotic in their thought, and they can really think a little bit too much. At least they go inside of the darkness and sort out the thoughts and realize that they were supposed to bring light into the darkness because they were the balancers of those chaotic thoughts that they were only having because of their superpower, because of their birthright. Now, I told you something a little bit about me. Now, you tell me something a little bit about you. I ain't talking about how you look. I ain't talking about your children. I ain't talking about nothing in this physical reality. Nothing physical. Tell me about the larger part of you. Tell me about the blood that runs in your veins. Tell me how you have gotten to know thyself. Because to know thyself is to know God. I don't care about how much money you have in your pocket. That's not part of the consciousness that I'm talking about. I don't care where you live. I don't care what city or state. No. I want to know you, but I need you to know you first. How could I ever know you? How can you ever know anybody else? At least you know yourself first. Don't forget about that part of the journey and reflection, because that's what you came for. And it's the season for that. There's a season for you to edify that part of your church. You are the body of Christ that you're looking for outside of you. You are the Savior that you are looking for outside of you. But first, you must save yourself. Then you'll be able to turn around and help your reflections and save them too. Whew, it's a spiritual journey. You're on point. Balance is important. Purpose is knowing self. It's knowing self. It's knowing self. Hey. Hello. Thank you for the video. Do you believe in Jehovah God? He is the only true God according to the Bible. Do you believe in Jehovah? Just as long as you believe in Jehovah. I could believe in a cockroach, is the point here. I could believe a cockroach is my savior. I could believe SpongeBob SquarePants is my savior. See, this is a part of getting to know yourself. See, it's not about Jehovah God. It's not. I said that in the video. Just as long as you believe in your Jehovah. See, we often want to dibble dabble in. It's almost like you're driving a car and you want to get in a passenger seat and look at the view, and then it's like you in the passenger seat and you want to get in the driver's seat because they're not driving like you would drive. No, you sit in your seat and you do what's good for you, what it feels good to you. You do that. You drive that car as best as you can, and don't worry about jumping in the passenger seat. It's not the season for you to be in the passenger seat. It's the season for you to drive. That's it. So it don't really matter what I believe in, because I don't want I'm not a Jehovah's Witness. I don't come knocking at nobody's door and say you got to do it this way. But here's my whole point of collectively talking about energy, because everybody could understand energy, frequency, and vibration. That's why I never talk about a Jehovah or Yah or none of those things. I bring you to you. And if your religion, your group, your state of being, or whatever you go to on Sunday or whatever you bow down and worship, if it don't bring you back to you, then you need to question that thing. Because life only starts through you. It happens through you energetically. It happens through you. So if a religion, and I've studied all religions, but if a religion don't bring you back to you, I done studied even the Jehovah's Witness and everything. What's up with the tower? I studied that. And a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses don't even know what was up with the tower. I studied because I was rightly dividing that word of truth and how it pertained to me. I was studying to show myself approved for me, for not for you. Are you creating with your Yah? Is your Yah blessing you? Well, do that. I'm not telling you who to believe in, but understand it is your thought and your belief. If you miss that part, you miss everything that I said because you are part of the Christ. It is your subconscious mind having the thought. And if you miss that, you're not getting to know yourself. Some religious people could understand the biblical text and they could quote scripture and scripture. And I haven't read the biblical text and I still have some because it's so deeply embedded in me for when I had to go to church. But you can quote these scriptures and no, it was the first miracle that Jesus did when he went to the wedding. And yeah, they had the wine and they had this and that, but you don't even know your own blood type. So what's going on? We go to church on Sunday and we consume the cracker and the blood of the so-called Christ conscious one in religion. But wait a minute. What is your blood type? Do you not realize that's symbolic to your transforming of your blood? Do you not realize that parable is symbolic of you performing your first miracle? Because once your dimethyltryptamine begins to secrete, once you activate your dormant DNA, your first miracle that's going to be performed is the renewing of your blood inside of your body. Do you not know that? Because I want you to know you. Not no other God outside of you. You. How could you know Yah or any other deity? How could you really know them if you don't know you? That's all I'm saying. God, they say in even the biblical text, in him I live, I breathe. I have my own being. It's in you, your beingness. You're right. Jesus said, by your faith, you have made yourself whole. By your faith. First time here. Thank God for you. Yeah, thank you for being here, babe. Don't forget to follow Rashada. And the sixth it means thought. Thank you, Orlando. Yes, it means thought. And so if we're gonna believe, so we could get confused with all that. This religious stuff, it really comes to divide. But my purpose of my channel and me talking to you about consciousness is to show everybody how equal to we all are because we all represent this here one body of Christ. Oh yeah, we have different members and some members go to different type of religious aspects, but it's all a collective, like Orlando said, consciousness here, one thought. So if we gonna believe in the so-called Jesus, then wait, hold up. Let's go a little bit back, and then we go, oh wait, well, it wasn't Jesus, maybe it was Jehovah. Wait, hold up, it wasn't Yah. But then when we read and we change all the words from the J to the Yah and all of this, then we got to back it up, and then we say, well, wait, hold up, all of that was biting off a Thoth, and Thoth was here before, and then we got to go back to the Egyptian pyramids. All of that will bring you down all of these rabbit holes. Learning about all of these deities outside of you. All I'm saying is, hey, bring it on in. Get to know yourself. Because when you know yourself, then you could understand all the other deities that you're out there trying to worship. Yeah. Because a kingdom divided against itself, it cannot stand. Yeah. And so we become divided against ourselves when we're not even tapped in no more to our inner being and our habitual thoughts. We divided against ourselves and we're like, oh no, because I gotta do this here like this here because the Bible had said this here. They rewrote this here thing in some of the pages and books is lost, but the Bible say do it this way. No, inner being, I'm not gonna go through flow. I'm not gonna listen to that something said. I gotta listen to Pastor because Pastor got the Holy Ghost. Meanwhile, you got your own internal GPS, your own so-called Holy Ghost, your inner being, which is your 99.9% of energy that you stem from. Your non-physical self that gives you thoughts, that gives you them something said voices. Some in religion, they'll call this the Holy Ghost. But it's you. Walk into the season of being whole. Put on the whole armor of God within you is all I'm saying. I'm not saying to believe in something that is bogus. This is God. This is the source that we all innately stem from. But then we get in religions and we want to judge other people because they had other different frequencies, and they look and they call it Jah, and then they call it Yah, and then they call it Jehovah, and then they call it Buddha, and then they call it Christian, and they call it Thoth. There is one God, one faith, one baptism. If it wasn't God, you wouldn't be able to see it. This is the season for everybody to be able to see with another eye, the eye that where Jacob wrestled with God and he saw God face to face that he would live. It's time for you to see the face of God, the totality of God in this new season. But you got to want to be able to embrace change, though. You got to be ready for rebirth, though. You can't be sitting up here telling people, no, you got to do it God's way. You got to open up your body. Bible, this here way. You got to go to this here chapter, and you got to repent. And because the kingdom of God is at hand, and you got to bow down, and you got to worship, and you got to this, because you ain't no good, and you ain't this. It almost sounds like, God dang, you ain't crap. Your mama wasn't crap. When you grow up, you ain't gonna be crap. Don't that sound like that to some people? It was just me. Because from my knowing of you, because I know myself, this is how I know you. My knowing of you is that you are royal priesthood. My knowing of you is that your energy, frequency, and vibration. My knowing of you is that you could do, be, or have anything. And it goes according to how you feel, though. But if you know you to be nothing or not worthy or be a little G kind of God, guess what? You're going to get just that little G kind of blessings. Not worthy kind of blessings. Always suffering. Soldier in the army of the Lord. You always going to be fighting too. Because there's going to be a war. You ain't going to never know really the motive of the war. Because you're a soldier in the army, you just underneath that contract and you just got to fight. But fighting to me sounds like resistance. Fighting to me sounds like you are not in flow. When you could just be in flow. Be in flow with your inner being. Be in flow by renewing your mind. Be in flow because you are radiating a frequency that I am worthy. Because I have put on the whole armor of God. Because I know myself. How do I know myself? Because I went into myself and I got to know myself. I sat in them dark places and I turned on my light in order for me to see. See, this is really what we came for to do. To see, not them. No, not them. Not them. To see you. Because you are manipulating the energy of the thems in your life. It's you. It is a season for you to understand that about your innate birthright, your God ability. And if you're not stumbling upon that just yet, it's time to renew that mind for this change. Because people are thriving and people are evolving and some are going to get left behind. And the only reason why you're here is because you are the ones through your subconscious. You didn't just stumble upon me. You think this algorithm just come on now. Let's get out of let's get out of these eyes one more time. You think it's an algorithm that wants you to me? Seriously? There's an energy that's greater than any algorithm, any TikTok or any YouTube algorithm could ever bring you on. And that's the energy that is divinely structured by this universe, which you will call God. That's really orchestrating this thing. And it's the energy that's allowing you to learn and win. You're not getting nothing wrong. But that's why you came forward to see me on this here live. Because you, through your subconscious mind, had a thought. And your thought is part of this thing called collective consciousness. And because you had your thought, maybe you said, why? why am I going through this here? Maybe your thought was, I'm not really understanding my purpose in life. Maybe your thought was, I wish I knew myself better. Maybe I need to sit down and get to know myself, what I like. I wonder what will make me happy. I don't know what your thought is, but one of your thoughts was like that there. And the only reason why you see me here today is because your subconscious mind asked your subconscious mind a question, rather, and it gave you the answer via your simulated environment, me. You call me for it, you thought. Ask and you shall receive. This is an energetic thing. Now you could say the Holy Ghost, Buddha, Krishna, thought, and all them other people brought you here, but I'm telling you the energy that stands behind it. Collective consciousness. Consciousness don't look like a man. Consciousness don't look like a man upstairs sitting on a chair or the throne. Consciousness is thought. Let's break it down to energy so everybody can understand what I'm saying here. Consciousness is not nobody with no pitchfork that's gonna bring you to hell without a body. Consciousness ain't no. Consciousness is a thought. Your thought got you here. Your thought is how you create. Your thought, you keep on thinking the same thing over and over. Look around at your room, your life, your bank account, your car, your relationship status. It's there. It's like that because of your thought. There's always two thoughts. Going back to the pendulum swinging again. It's only two thoughts. The positive thought and the negative thought. Am I going to be healthy or am I going to be sick? So if you're constantly thinking fearful thoughts about being sick, that's why you're sick today. Because of your thought. Law of cause and effect. Your thoughts cause it. Your life is the effect of it. Point blank, serious, simple. Just like that. So let's get into a new season of new thought. Your relationship status. Oh, I knew he was going to cheat on me. How you knew? Because you thought it. Thought. Collective consciousness. Hey. So this is what I'm saying to you. Hey, Bakiba, thank you for being here, babe. This is what I'm saying to you. It is a new season. A season for you to change your mind and open up your mind to the idea that maybe there's other thoughts outside of this one little thought that I've been holding on to for up to years. Maybe there's a whole boundless universe outside of this box of my limited thinking that I need to get to know. Maybe I need to get to know myself outside of the box. Because here's a box. The box represents my mindset. But meanwhile, now I'm in a whole new season and there's so many different boundless, limitless things that can be created. But I've been holding on to this here box. I'm trying to teach you something. Now either you're going to learn and win from it or you're going to go back to your old thoughts after this life is over with. But either way, guess what? It's been embedded in your subconscious mind, so you will never forget it. I thank you for your time and your attention for listening because now it's embedded back in your subconscious mind and now you are going to remember it. You're only remembering. You knew this already. You're remembering. And so this is the perfect time because you asked that you got to this here level of remembering who you are. And this is what the journey is all about. You, I, us, remembering. To remember is to join back together and get back to a higher state of being. Is to evolve. Is to understand what the age of Aquarius is really all about. You remembering you. And whatever deity you have, that we're not even really focused on that. It's about you. Getting to know yourself. Because to know yourself is to know God. All right. Hey, Judith. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Peace and blessing from Chicago. You are wise beyond your years. Yeah, and I know a rebirth, a thought. Yeah. Because I've been on this journey as an introvert for a long time. Since I was a little girl, having to go to church. And everybody in my family in church. And I questioned. But that was the day when you wasn't supposed to question. You would get your head bopped in the church for questioning God. I questioned them. Well, why is it like this? And why I got to do this? And why I still question it. I got a bunch of AIDS movements for questioning. But guess what? I'm so happy that I questioned because that leads you to ignorance. That was that way of that generation. If you question why, you got bopped. But that was ignorance, and it was carrying on ignorance from maybe the previous generation where they got beat by their masters if they questioned anything. And so our parents They looked at that as the way to do and how to raise the children in that generation, to beat them, to smack them, to tell them to shut up, and you're not respecting me. But that was me inquiring, me wanting to learn wisdom, me trying to get to know. So church, when you find people in the church telling you don't question God, that's the beginning of all foolery. And you can take that to your pastor, you can take that to anybody, but that's the beginning of all foolery. You can get off this live if you done got offended, but that's the beginning of all foolery when you can't simply ask a question, why? Because here's the difference. When you begin to ask that question, why, you go down to that portal of life, and then your subconscious mind unlocks another level for you. That's what church really don't want to tell you. Because if you ask your subconscious mind a question, it's going to unlock that Lamb Book of Life inside of you. Those Akashic records inside of you. Your innate birthright that's inside of you. Your land that's flowing with milk and honey inside of you. That's what religion don't want you to ask why. And you're going to end up getting up out of that church. Because you're going to end up getting out of your box. You're going to end up realizing, wait, hold up. Wait, I'm boundless. I'm multidimensional. Oh, I am the I am. and so we gotta really clear that up. You gotta clear that part up, because why is the beginning of all. It's the beginning of all. If you simply do yourself a favor today. Do yourself a favor today. You ask yourself, why am I not the manager? Why am I not maybe married? Why don't I have that car that I want? Why aren't I healthy? Why don't I have whatever it is that you want? Ask yourself why. Don't say it out loud. This is what I want you to do. I'm gonna give you some homework today. Ask yourself whatever it is that you want that you don't have, and you ask yourself why, and you do it inside. You literally inside your habitual thoughts. I'm not saying move your mouth. You think the thought, why don't I have $100 right now? Now, what's going to happen when you ask yourself, you're asking your subconscious mind, which never sleeps, that's all knowing, your Akashic records, you're asking it. Don't think you're just talking to the nothingness. You're talking to all that exists. And so when you ask yourself, your all that exists, your universe within here in your subconscious mind, a question, God never asks himself a question that he or she don't already know the answer to. So it already have your answer up here. So you got to be ready for your answer, though. See, some people don't be ready for the answer, so they shown that part of themselves away. Because, like, if you ask yourself, well, why am I not healthy? Well, it'll probably tell you or give you an image. It'll give you a thought or an image. You're going to get a thought or image. Now, you might not like it, but this is your why, though. It'll probably tell you, well, you eat anything, it's going to take you, oh, you don't have no balance, no structure in your life. It'll show you something, maybe some brownies or honey bun or cupcakes or some sugar or whatever. That's your answer. Because you know your answer. Only you know your answer. You just like when you go to the doctor asks you how you feel. Only you on a scale of 0 to 10 know how you feel, because you tapped into you. Your subconscious state of being is you. And life is happening through you, through your thoughts. Here we are in a new season, and a lot of us stripping out on the thoughts that have been there for umpteen years that we can't get past. And here's a trick for that. Here's a trick for that, to get past those thoughts. When you ask yourself the thought of why, and you get your answer, then now we got to go general. We keep on asking ourselves general, and then we got to, asking ourselves why till we get to the core of why we like that. And then we go general. Well, I am getting better. I'm starting to ask myself these questions now. I never even asked myself these questions before. I am starting to implement better foods for my diet. I am working on this thing. I really, really want to be inflammation free. And I've been listening to God is just being, and I'm on the right path. I'm better than I was on yesterday. I'm doing the work, just to get your mind in momentum. So now you can feed your subconscious mind some new thoughts, because really and truly the things that's happening up here is a combination of the things that you done told yourself over and over and over and over and over again until it became law for you up here. Just like the reason why we get to that sick plate or state of being, we done told ourselves over and over, oh, it don't matter, I'm gonna gain weight from this. I know this here's my poison. We'll say, yeah, well, they got toxins and everything. We'll say we done told ourselves all of this here craziness to allow us to just wild out on an unhealthy lifestyle, and that became a belief to us. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with the poke. Meanwhile, we thinking in our habitual thought, wait, is this thing there? I'm gonna eat it. Let me see. And so our thoughts end up catching up with us. So in order to renew this subconscious mind, you gotta reprogram it. You gotta tell it some new stuff. Until the new stuff become a new law for you. And that's akin to you walking into a new season. That's akin to you evolving. That's how you do that. But you gotta be strong with it because it's gonna fight you. It's gonna fight you to stay with those chaotic thoughts. Yeah. You think your subconscious mind didn't build a wall of protection? It's going to fight you. So be like, no, go back over here. No, put that down. This stuff, that's nasty. Go back over here to what we used to. This is why they tell you to be repetitive. This is why they tell you if you don't do it in the past 30 days, it ain't stick, because you got to penetrate back now to this new program that you're trying to program to. You got to penetrate from the old program to the new. You got to penetrate in the subconscious mind. You can't just go up in here in the Akashic records talking about some new stuff. They're going to put you out. You can't go back up in here to the Lamb Book of Life, talk about some new stuff. No, they're going to put you out. You got to go up in there knowing and repeating to yourself the I amness. So if you felt unworthy, I am worthy. I am grounded. I am protected. I am loved. I am healthy. I am prosperity. I am that I am. And so we're going back to energy with the pendulum swinging again, because this is a new season now. So behold, this is a new season, a new state of being, a new mindset. This is a rebirth. But in order for something to be reborn again, no, you don't go back into the mother's womb, Nicodemus. Oh, but an old part of you gotta die in order for it to be born. The old part gotta die. And sometimes that death brings on a lot of mourning. Sometimes that death, oh my God, it feels like you're dying. And that is true. A part of you is. It's that old contract that's dying. It's that lack of discipline that's dying. It's you cheating on yourself that's dying. It's you ignoring yourself and not getting to know yourself that's dying. It's you not having no kind of determination and will and tenacity about yourself. Yeah. All of that gotta die. You don't think it's gonna be fun in the first couple of days. You're gonna go, this rebirth's gonna feel so good in the first couple of days, but then you're gonna be like, oh my God, I miss my old self. That grief comes in. And this is a pivotal point for a lot of people. When that grief comes in, because we're in a new season, we get tempted. We get tempted, and we're gonna call this here the devil. Now we get tempted to go back to our old ways, but no, you gotta persevere in that area, and you gotta give forth life. You gotta keep on breathing. You gotta keep on thriving. You gotta keep on knowing. You gotta keep on saying it, and that fight gets really, really tough. But the thing about it, energetically bringing you back to energy here, is that now you have conjured up energy. The energy that you conjured up based upon love for yourself, based upon wanting to get to know yourself, based upon keeping on. Now that energy is getting greater and greater than this energy ever was. And then you went. Congratulations, you done penetrated to the subconscious mind. Now you can walk into your new season. And then the mere thought of this here gets smaller and smaller and smaller, because this is what we're wrestling against. This is akin to those principalities, those rulers of darkness. But now you have successfully said to the darkness, I am light. Now you done successfully said to the darkness, I am light. I am the I am. I have discovered for my own self how to see while in the darkness. This is how you get into a new season. You don't give up on you. You don't judge you, because only you people that's out there that's talking about this one don't believe in my way, I'm judging them. That's what you're doing. You be easy on yourself. Be easy with your reflections because every last one of them represent you being hard on yourself if not. And this is why it's so hard for you to thrive in life. When you turn it around, you're looking at all your reflections and you're like, no, you worshiping the devil if you ain't calling him Jehovah Jireh. You going to hell if you doing da 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 da. What you said the inner being? Well, why you didn't say the Holy Ghost? What the hell is you talking about? You ones that do that, you are your own enemy because you judgy. And guess what happened to the judgy? Let him cast the first stone because guess what? You only judging yourself. You think you judging me when you come to me and you trying to wait for me to say Jesus? No, you judging yourself. That's how hard you are on you. Because I'm still getting manifestations over here. That's how hard you are on you and how thin line you try to be on you. And guess what? You don't win that way. It's like you casting stones against your own self. You don't win that way. How can the blind lead the blind when you don't know yourself just yet? Maybe you could come to other people, and I'm not just saying me. Maybe you could come and sup with other people, just like the Christ conscious one did, even with the thieves, in the robbers, and the filthy ones. He sat in that parable, sat and ate with them, because even with them, there's some type of substance. That's something some church people don't understand. That's something as far as energy, some church holier than thou people don't understand. They don't understand seemingly resistance when life is about flow. Because when you resist something so much, what you really did energetically, let's go to energy. What you really successfully did when you resist, you talk about resisting the devil and eat or flee. Hell no, the devil energetically, the energy ain't gonna flee if you resist it, because you're still creating through fear. That's why it's so important to go within that energy and find the light. Find out your reason why. Why am I running away from this here? But why? But why? Just like let's for example, let's talk about the sex in the church. I come up in church. I can tell you some stories about church. I think I probably was delivered in the church. I had to read the Bible in the church many times. I've read the Bible over 30 times by the time I was about 13 years old because of church. So when I talk about religion, let's talk about religion as it pertains to maybe sex, like, right? Let's you got to resist the temptation. You close your legs, put the little scarf on your leg, close your leg. Don't wear this. Wear the long dresses. Do this. All this here is resistance. Even right here, I got a little cleavage right here. Church, okay, I'm Jezebel. Probably, I got raided on. Maybe I'm a real Jezebel today. Okay, I'll take it because I am the I am. You don't dictate who I am the I am. Okay, but let's go back to this here religious mindset about resisting temptations of lower self. Do you not realize that you're conjuring up more energy to make the desire greater? And this is why the pastor children, I was friends with all of the pastor children. I know this to be true. Them little girls was as horny as little ready to have sex little girls that I ever met in my physical reality. Why is that? Because they were often told no, resist it. So my little church friends, the little pastors and the little evangelist daughters, while the pastor and the evangelist was at the revival, they were at home doing the do, having babies at 15 years old because of the resistance. Energy don't work like that. Energy don't work. You don't sit up there and just try. Oh no, don't come over here. This is pretty much what the narcissistic woman is saying. Oh no, you sure you're not a narc, huh? No narcs. I don't want to deal with no more narcs. They'll say. And do you realize the subconscious mind don't understand the word do not? So really, energetically, what they're saying is, I want a narc. Send me more. Simply you say, I don't want. The subconscious mind don't understand no don't want. It only understands. It's going to take the don't out of there. So that's why you're supposed to speak of the things that you do want. What you do want. I want beautiful relationships. Instead of saying I don't want, I'm not having sex till I die. Oh, I'm gonna, because I'm a saint. And I don't do those type of things. No, no, come on now. Come on now. Don't play with the energy now. You're conjuring up more energy for the thing that you don't want, and it's going to stand before you one day and test you. But you called it forth with energetically because you gave attention to it. But this is a new season. If you renew your mind, you know better than to think about the things that you don't want. You think about the things that you do want. Since you renew your mind in a new season, finally, my brother, whatsoever things that are just, whatsoever things that are pure, the things that are lovely, if they have any virtue in them, think on these things, not what you don't want. This is why it's almost like a catch for the people that have a whole niche around being narcissistic. They become that which they talk about, that which they don't want. If you don't understand what I'm saying, pull up a lady called the spiritual whistleblower. And you'll best understand that sometimes you sit there and you build a large platform based upon one negative thing, and you become that thing that you're trying to help other people with. You become that. And so here's the thing. There's only two. Let's go back to this pendulum swinging. There's only two energies here. There are people that are evolving. And then there are people that are helping others evolve. And so for that little whistleblower there, she's just helping other people evolve because she's stuck there. Religion will have you stuck there. Fighting against the current will have you stuck there. Not wanting to embrace change will have you stuck there. But you stuck you there. It was no devil there. That was you and your inability to open up your mind to the idea of expansion and growth, to open up your mind to your own divine birthright. We all have one. Some people are just a little bit more tapped in than others, but we all have one. I don't care if yesterday you was on the corner selling your assets. I don't care if you're the hookup person for the marijuana. I don't care if you did whatever it did on yesterday. You have an innate ability to tap in to source energy to its full capacity when you make up your mind to do so. It is the season to do so. So if you choose through your thought, through your conscious level not to do so, what will happen to you is one of two things, according to the pendulum swinging, according to there nothing being new under the sun. It's either you're going to die out and come back forth and renew your mind then, or you're going to stay so focused on not evolving that you're going to tap into a year, maybe 100, maybe 1,000 years back. Since you didn't want to renew your mind, because renewedness is over here, rinse and repeat is over here, according to the pendulum. So you could go back. You could go back and experience deja vu over and over again. But you are only setting yourself back from graduating to your higher self. Okay? Took it out of my mouth. She's definitely stuck in that place. Exactly. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about, our queen? Just stuck. And we can see anybody with these two eyes. You don't even have to be woke to see that. With these two eyes, you can see she's stuck. And she really needs help to get unstuck. But really, the only person that can truly help her is herself. By renewing her mind herself. We think we need saviors out here, but we be our own savior. We appreciate you. Hey, Sandra. Yeah. Yes, let's see. I have a question on my YouTube channel. It says, do yeast, parasites, and fungi also play into sick or false mental self-programming from your perspective? Thank you. So energetically, when we're talking about the frequency or the energy as it pertains to parasites, if we flip that over and get real with it, it'd be our chaotic thoughts. So spiritually, everything happens in the spiritual realm first, right? And then it's manifested in the physical reality. So our thoughts get so chaotic spiritually and so low frequency spiritually that they knowing at us, that they're killing us, they're destroying us. We're destroying ourselves through thought first, right? This is why the biblical text would say, it's not what you put in your mouth, it's what's coming out that's defiling you. It's those thoughts, it's those spoken words, those casting of spells that's coming out of what's in here. So since we thought and had these chaotic in life-sucking parasitic thoughts, then it manifests as sicknesses and disease. And so in an effort to manifest as a sickness and disease inside of our body, there have to be something physically there that's causing it. And that's where we get this fungus and this yeast and parasite and everything from. Because if you really want to get serious with it, and I teach about eating for your health and wellness, I teach about knowing your bloodline, but consciousness wins all the time. If you really, because even for me, because I practice mindfulness, I some days on purpose, I say, give me something gutter. And when I say gutter, I'm a blood type B. And for blood type B, that could mean chicken, that could mean bread, that could mean ketchup, that could mean corn, that could mean anything that the blood type B, the chaotic oils, anything that the blood type B should not be consuming, I say, give me some of that. Why am I saying that? Do I want inflammation? No, it's because I understand I don't want to get sucked on the level where I have to eat a certain way, because God, when you're at an elevated gut frequency, nothing shall by no means harm me. You see what I'm saying here? So you want to get to that place or that state of being that I'm not going to have them chaotic thoughts while I eat this here. I'm going to look upon this here food that's supposed to be against my blood type, and I'm going to eat it, and I'm going to bless this food, because this food, being that it has low frequency and my frequency is high, I would say unto the food, be blessed. Be nourishment for my soul, and it must surrender. It must yield to me. Just like in the book with the parable of the conscious one. Who is this man that even the winds and the waves obey him? Who is this man that the demons tremble? Remember when the Christ conscious one pulled out the lower frequency demon or the energy out of a being and cast it into something low like the swine? You want to get to that point. That's a point of renewing your mind. And when you get to that point of renewing your mind, nothing in the physical could touch you, because you done graduated from the matrix. You done realize, wait, I am the I am. wait, hold up. I done put on the whole armor of God. Wait, hold up. It was me. So the parasites create in your mind first. Then they manifest in physical next. You start this off by going to 0 point energy, where all creation stems from the nothingness of consciousness of thought. In the beginning, the darkness that was on the face of the deep that made the physical matrix in the book of Genesis, that place. You go to that place and you create. That place is in your mind. That place was always a conscious place, a thought, a place, right? In the mind's eye, the beginning of the text says, let there be. So it had to be a moment in consciousness that consciousness was creating the sun and the moon and the land and the water and this and that to create this matrix. So in a sick person's mind, they one day went to the darkness and created chaos in that darkness and said to that darkness, let there be. They may have said it unbeknownst to them based upon fear, but they created that in the darkness. And lo and behold, when they just doing their thing in the physical reality, the darkness has to come to light. The parasites that you create in your mind, the fear that you create in your mind, it has to show up in the light. And it show up as sickness and disease. And this is why also it is very important that even if you're eating right for your blood type, that you go back into the spiritual side, go back into the darkness and make peace in that darkness. This is why I have 2 pages, why I talk about the physical and I talk about the mindfulness, because you got to clear those chakra pools of energy, because energy still exists. Even if you eat right for the blood type, if you still energetically have hate in your heart, if you still have the fear that was in the darkness that you created, the guilt in the darkness that you created, you will never be 100% healed. So that's why you go in that darkness and you create new things in that darkness. You create some light, in that light be love in the darkness. And so the light, aka the love that you create in the darkness, the love is going to be the thing that's going to heal all. This is why I often talk about healing the inner girl, the heart, the most powerful form of energy that there is, the highest frequency chakra pool of energy that there is. Start with that one first, because this chakra pool of energy has enough frequency energy to heal all other chakra pools of energy. Love. This is why the Christ conscious one in that text was teaching you love. Love the Lord thy God with all your heart. The second commandment was to love yourself as you love your neighbor. Love. Beautiful. Thank you so much for your time and energy. That was beautiful and confirming response. Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, say that truth. I love you for all great words of knowledge and wisdom. Be safe. Yeah, anointed queen. You too, Orlando. Thank you. Thank you. Can't be destroyed. Hey, Karut. I didn't know you was up in here. I've been inhaling some bread. I can't take it. So thank you for that. Yeah, that's no problem with me. It's really not about the bread, though. It's really not about the bread. It's really about trumping over what you think the bread can do. But in the beginning, on my website, I have meal plans depending upon what your blood type is to eat right for your blood type. I also teach on my website how to connect with other people, other energies that help you win versus the ones that are keeping you learning lesson after lesson after lesson. Because we could connect also by blood type. Energetically, sometimes when we're looking through these eyes, we connect with one night stands. We connect with people that ain't gonna serve us, not so good business partners, because we're looking at this and we're looking at in these eyes. But if you connect or learn how to connect energetically, like I teach on my YouTube channel and how I teach on my website, I have a whole list for you all to download to really get to know yourself and know the blood type connections that you need to be around to help you thrive spiritually, energetically, financially, mentally, emotionally, that'll help you win even faster. That's if you're interested in edifying your church. If not, then it's not your season. But for the ones that are, check out my website. I just really came forward to deliver this message today. I'm not talking about health and wellness today. I'm talking about a new season. I'm talking about you getting your mind back in alignment, remembering who you are. This video was from my heart to yours. When you leave this place, try not on purpose, try not to go back into your limited mindset. Try to think outside of your box, outside of the box. Try to be easy with yourself. Try to get to know yourself. Ask yourself why. And in all of your getting, get to know yourself. Okay? Be blessed, babe. Okay, bye. Whew, that was beautiful. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Love you.